Today we'll be replacing the starter on a 2007 BMW 335i with the N54 engine. We'll start with popping the hood to access the engine. You'll find most jobs on this engine will require removal of the cabin filter, which you'll find in a ton of other DIY videos. You'll also find most jobs will require you to remove the intake air box assembly, which can easily be done by removing these four fasteners here, followed by the removal of the air duct and the air box. For now, we're going to move to the trunk of the vehicle. Here we're going to disconnect the negative battery terminal. That's going to protect our BMW electronics, and that's going to be located right over here in this corner. It's really all you need to do before we start proceeding to move forward. I'm doing a couple extra things here because I'm actually replacing my battery at the same time while I do this job. It's an older battery, so I decided to go ahead and take care of that while I'm in there. To remove this electrical connector here, you just want to remove these tabs on the side. You can use a flathead screwdriver. I just used this here, and this worked out a little bit better for me just because it has a little angle on the end of the head there. But yes, you got those tabs on each side. Once you remove both sides there, that'll get that connector off of the battery so you can remove the battery. Here we're going to move back to the front of the vehicle, remove these plastic rivets. Alright, I'm going to grab this flathead here, and we're going to go ahead and remove this plastic rivet out of here, just using a flathead to get that out. Always put my plastic rivets together so that way when it's time to reuse them, I've got everything I need. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my Torx driver and get these Torx out of the front of the air duct here. And that should release the air duct from the air box. Now it's time to remove the air box. Use a 6mm socket as opposed to a screwdriver. You could use a screwdriver if you like, but I prefer to use a socket. It seems to work better. So you got one in the front and one in the back there. And here's my little 6mm socket here. Just get better torque, better grip on the bolts, better angles. Just overall works better. So here we're going to go ahead and remove this vacuum hose just by pinching and pulling. Pinch and pull. A little rough getting that one off. It's been on there for a little while, but you know, it'll come off. Don't panic. If yours is really on there, you can get a little bit of silicone spray around the connector and repeat the process. Should come right up. Alright, just fighting with this a little bit. A little hard to record and, you know, do the job at the same time. But, you know, we'll get it. No worries. Just start working on that hose in the back there and it should come right on up. There's no screws holding this thing down. You just pull it up and release it from the hoses once you got everything disconnected. Alright, got the air box off. I'm going to go ahead and toss this aside now. We're going to go ahead and begin on removing the charge pipe from the throttle body. Mine's a little different because I have a aftermarket charge pipe with a blow-off valve. Remove the coupler and the retaining ring from the throttle body first. I also like to point out when you do remove the retaining ring and the charge pipe, there is an electrical connector right here. It's easier to remove it once you have it released from the throttle body. We're now going to remove the throttle body by removing these four fasteners right here from the intake manifold. Throttle body's off. There's also an electrical connector on the bottom there. as well as a vacuum hose on the side there. So make sure you release that once you do have it disconnected from the intake manifold, and everything comes right off. And again, the way you actually remove those connectors, you just pinch here. All right, once you pinch there, you pull right out. Pinch and pull. And same thing for the vacuum hose, just like you did a little earlier. You pinch and you pull. And just pinch and pull. All right, so now we're gonna have access to this box here. You just wanna remove or release those tabs there, and it slides right on out. As you can see here, it's out. Now we can start removing the intake manifold. I'm gonna start by removing the electrical connector. And the way you do that, just pull up on this tab here and then pull. All right, now I'm going to start removing this upper harness here above the intake manifold. It's not necessary, I just do it so I can give myself some more space. Also releasing some of these vacuum lines, just so you get more space and more clearance to remove it. This style connector here, you just push and pull, and you just push on this tab right here, and then you just pull it right on out. One more time, just push and pull. Really easy to get those connectors off. Don't forget to remove all the bolts from the intake manifold, and you should see from this point it is starting to come free. I have an aftermarket oil catch can from BMS. This is the hose that connects to the catch can. It tends to get in the way when you're trying to remove the intake manifold, and the easiest way to remove this hose here is just pull down on this tab here, and there's also another tab on the opposite side there, up there on the top, and then you just pull up on the hose, comes right out. There's an electrical connector on that crankcase ventilation system. Once removed, you can finesse the rest of the intake manifold right off. You do got to fight a little bit with this inlet hose here, and then you just pull it right on out. And the reason why it doesn't really move too well is because on the opposite side, right back here, you'll notice there is a bolt that's retaining that inlet, and there's really not a lot of play there if yours is getting hung up. But don't worry, just kind of play around with it a little bit, and you'll be able to eventually get it out. This is also a good time to go ahead and inspect your valves. I definitely got a lot of carbon buildup and some oil in there. Turbo's probably about due for some attention, and definitely want to do a carbon cleaning here with some walnut shells here soon. Now that we're back to the starter, just remove the electrical connector there. You're going to also want to remove that bolt there to get that harness off of the starter. There's going to be a bolt. It's going to be somewhere right over here in the back. That's the hardest bolt to get to. I did purchase another tool here, which I'll give you some more information on that at the end of the video here. And this is the tool that I used to get that bolt out. It's definitely a low profile design, and it definitely gives you a lot of torque, but this thing does the job, and definitely helped me get that bolt off without any issues there. Once removed, the starter comes right out. The installation is going to be reverse of the removal. Here's the part number that I purchased from Harbor Freight. That item number is going to be 98484. Relatively inexpensive. Will definitely help you complete this job. Hope this helps you get back on the road. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you the next time.